Good morning. I'm fishing the Staffordshire-Worcestershire Canal. It's a new place. I haven't been here before. And I've had a good walk along the bank. Nothing stands out in particular. So I thought I'll just choose a random spot. And there's a skylark singing in the field opposite. I thought that's as good a place as any. Watch the banging and the clanging when you set up. Although there are people up and down here, so it's not so bad. I did go fishing yesterday on the way back from work. Did some lure fishing. It's a small pool though, and I normally have it to myself. Very rarely do I see anyone there. Yesterday though, there was another angler, so I was very limited in where I could cast. I had half an hour maybe, and then I just continued my journey home. I did an interview yesterday with Gary Brabbin. Now, if you're a Hull City, Luton Town, Blackpool supporter, you'll certainly know the name. He's played an extensive career in the English Football League for 12 years or so, and also managed as well. I remember him playing for Blackpool and Hull, and then within the space of 3 days, I've done 2 interviews with him. You never know where life takes you, do you? In fact, I sent him a text message yesterday evening to say the interview was up, and I told him that very thing, and he said, indeed. He says, where does the time fly? Now he's at the New Saints, he's the sporting director. So some big appointments made at the club in recent times. I'm hoping to make an appointment though this morning with some fish. I'll get the bait out and then I'll be back. It is a very early session for me. I've got work again later. I'm in Carnarvon for a game. Arrived and started to get the stuff out of the car, and I noticed from looking onto the canal that there was a boat passing through, so that was very early indeed, and that went that way, and then the locks closed, and then I've just had some water movement indicating that the locks are open again. Hopefully it's a boat going the other way, in other words, not passing through me. So if it's down there that way, and if it's that way there, not that I'm complaining, but I think people haven't been able to use the canals for so long. It's a bit like the shoppers. The shops have opened and people have been queuing to get in, and I guess it's a bit like angling as well. When the river's open, sometimes you can't get a peg. Go a week later and you can have your pick. There's a lake I know that's like that on opening day, and for a few days it really is very, very busy. You can't even go in the car park, and that's quite an extensive one as it winds around and plenty of spaces. But then you go a couple of weeks later and you can park and fish to your heart's delight. It's a beautiful morning today. Sun's popping up on the horizon. Got my cap on. I learned that. You learn things, don't you, as an angler, that once it comes to this time of the year and you fish in certain places and you know where you will be and you know where the sun will be coming up, put a cap on. Keep the sun out your eyes. The float dips, I strike, and at least I'm not a blanker today. Oh, I just knocked a teal down me. Fortunately, it's not that hot because I had poured the drink before I caught that particular fish. That fish has now gone back, so almost as wet as me. If you want to watch the Gary Brabbin interviews, by the way, you can access them on my website. The videos didn't appear on my own YouTube channel because I did them with the club, my employer, the New Saints FC. So I always take the link to there and write a few words of text and post it on my own site. And also Anthony Limbrick as well, if you're a Grimsby Town fan. Well, he was previously with England under-17s. He was at Southampton for 5 years, West Ham United. He was the Woking manager for a while as well, but I do regular interviews with him now, twice a week to be precise, or at the moment with 2 games a week, 4 times a week. So again, you can watch those on my website. The world of football, it's interesting, isn't it? You've got all these developments at the moment. The European Super League, that's certainly causing a lot of discussion and debate, isn't it? I'm getting another bite there. It's been a very slow session, however it's a beautiful day. The skylarks have been quite busy in the fields on the far bank. Black caps, chiff-chaffs around me as well, plus all the other usual culprits. Well, that bite isn't developing, but I'm just going to lift out. Yeah, the maggot's still intact. And I have just poured a cup of tea, and hopefully this time I'll be able to put it in my mouth and not all over my body. This will be my final day as a 58-year-old, because I won't be waking up at 1 minute past 12, or 1 second past 12 if you want to be precise. But tomorrow I'll be a 59-year-old. I'll be in my 60th year. Be a big year for me in terms of work and time and all that sort of thing, as I edge my way towards a semi-retirement, taking a little bit easier. Don't want to retire properly though. I'm happy to carry on working, but perhaps not as full on as I have been. Plans, we all have them, don't we? We need them as well. You need to think about the future, where you're going, where life is taking you. Not just when you're old, but when you're young, and maybe even more so when you're young. That's me almost done. A nice hour and a half this morning on the canal. Very pleasurable indeed. Small roach, bream, the fish that you saw earlier, of course. It's nice when you get something big on the bank, but above all, it's good to be out and about. And if you are yourself today or this week, tight lines, but above all, enjoy.